guys, and welcome back to another episode of your Brains Coach podcast. My name is Angela Shurina. I'm your host, I'm your Brains Coach, and it is my job here to bring to you all the best, recent cutting edge strategies, tools, mindsets to help you to take much better control of your emotions, of your thoughts, and most importantly, of your actions so you can take as much control as possible of your life and live as a true creator in this world as you were designed to be. That's what we are all about here. And before we jump into the main content of today's podcast, guys, I was walking today doing my usual after the gym walk and thinking about this phrase, when one makes a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. And I was thinking about it in a context of how do you make it actually work in real life? Because almost every ancient wisdom has its roots in practicality and how things actually work. It doesn't just evolve and stands the test of time because it's useless. No, usually there is some element that is very, very useful and it's very, very true. And what I'm learning in my life from being in entrepreneurship for more than a decade now, what I'm learning is in order to make this work, this phrase work, when one makes a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. One has to make a firm decision and make it very clear and not just think of it once, but reconnect to that vision over and over and over again, several times per day, clarifying it, trying things in the real world, and then making adjustment to the vision. But then almost every single moment of your day, or at least every hour, like it has to become a part of you, that decision, that vision, that purpose. You gotta live it, you gotta breathe it, you gotta represent it. And that's where a lot of people don't get the benefits of this phrase, like the whole universe conspires to make it happen, because you make tiny decisions, but you never commit to it with action, and you never actually do anything to hold it in your mind, like writing it down, like making plans, like journaling around it, like reflecting on that. How is it working? What you're doing in real life? Is it working? Is it not working? Right? So that piece is missing of that consistent pursuit and refining and getting back to it over and over and over again. The second part that is often missing, you got to take steps forward. Like you got to show the universe. Many people ask or tell me, it would be cool to have you as a coach. But then I start testing them a little bit, giving them small assignments, asking them to do something or clarifying their thinking and how they actually go about achieving certain things. And I only choose to work with people, even offer them free sessions. The first session is almost always free when I see the person actually took actions. The person actually is working on them, that it is a decision. It's not something to have on your to-do list and put a check mark on it saying, I tried it, it didn't work. No, when I see the commitment with action, that's when I know my time is worth investing into this person. By the way, that's how all mentors work. They gotta see that you actually committed with action, not with words, that you spend your time, your energy, your effort. If you don't, high quality mentors are gonna lose interest in you and helping you very, very fast. Your commitment with action, that's what matters. And that's what matters to the universe as well, folks. If you just say, I'm going to do things, but you freaking do it for one day and then forget about it because it's got too hard, or you realize how much work it actually is, the universe will forget about you and will move on. So if you want the universe to help you, you first gotta take actions every day like your ass is on fire. And then the third lesson that I'm now learning and putting into practice, and I think that's been the hardest for me, is then being patient with the universe. It takes time for the world to turn around for you and to align other things and people and events to help you. It takes time. So be impatient with taking action, but be very patient with getting the results and seeing the feedback. And also, while you are waiting, be grateful for everything that comes into your life and be open-minded about the way the universe will bring things into your life. Being open-minded, I'm a very stubborn person. Like, this is the way, right? So it's taken me some time to start playing with the universe and allow the universe to show me a better way. And then also being grateful for every single thing that the universe puts in my way, believing that that is what needs to be there for the universe to manifest what I decided to have. That's just what I've been thinking about today. And I also had an interaction with the person who I took on a session this weekend, because I see the guy wants to do things, and he's the kind of guy, he was telling me about his schedule and how he has his routine and how he commits to it and how he thinks through his day. I'm like, there is something that I can help with to help this guy to move to the next level. And so like, do you want a session? Let's work on that thing that you believe is important. And by the way, this session, a 1-hour session, helping you to clarify your purpose and then figuring out how to commit to that, so you don't think of it once and then forget about that, but instead it starts to manifest in your life and you start to live it every single day. If you need tools and strategies, habit systems to help you with creating purpose in your real life and living it, then please do use the link in the show notes. It's executive coaching, a test drive, as I call it, where you get the strategies to get you to the next level. Whatever is holding you back, let me help you. I've been in it for quite a while, again, on a personal and professional journey. So I have a tool almost for every scenario. And if I don't know it, I'll give you the resource or I'll learn about it after our session. So check it out. The link is in the show notes. Today, folks, we are having a book study. Well, I'm feeling like it's going to be a long podcast today, me rambling and jamming with it like a DJ, but with my voice. So folks, today we're talking about the book Measure What Matters by Jean Doerr. OKRs, the simple idea that drives 10x growth. OKRs, the simple idea that drives 10x growth. Jean Doerr, he studied his work in Intel. That's where he learned about this system and then refined it, and then became the person introducing it to some amazing companies. One of those companies, at least you know for sure, Google. Jean Doerr was their first investor, I believe, and their coach, helping them introducing this goal-setting system into Google that helped them from the very beginning to grow into this multi-billion-dollar company. Jean Doerr helped Google founders to translate their purpose of organizing world's information and making it accessible to everyone. He helped them to make that purpose into multiple businesses, into this huge business that is everywhere that we see today, one product, one project at a time. The same system is now in LinkedIn and has been used to grow YouTube to what it is now. The same system is used in many companies. I'm blanking right now, but it's quite popular, and Jean Doerr is still kind of like the main educator or expert on it, but as far as I know, he doesn't do it himself, the education and installment of the system, but instead works with many coaches and many people who know about this system and who learn it and teach it. So I read the book, I went through the course on their website. I'm actually taking another course designed by Jean Doerr and his team that is on Coursera, by the way. It's available for free, but then also if you want to get a certificate, it's just $50. So I'm taking that one because over and over again, I'm also teaching it to the founders, to the companies, to the startups and teams that I'm working with, because without a good system of translating your vision into things you do on Monday, things you do every day, translating purpose into profits, into businesses, into tangible results and into tangible results and progress. Without a system like that, you have no chance of creating something that once was only in your head, in real world, and making it succeed and thrive, right? So that's what OKRs are great for. OKRs, the basic idea you want to understand, yes, it helps you to translate purpose into profits, translate your vision into tangible results and business opportunities and project. For core purposes or benefits that you get by using this system that is again introduced in multiple businesses, and it's kind of like the best kept secret of the industry that is out in the open, but most young companies who actually need it the most don't know about that. But again, companies like Google, and again, they grew YouTube and all the other their projects, Gmail and all the other projects, they grew using this system to the level of market dominance. And then LinkedIn uses it, and many also companies that produce hard goods, car companies. Again, I don't know all of the companies, but there is like a huge list of those companies that use OKRs as a system, helping them to grow beyond what they thought was possible. So what OKRs are good for, and why they're so amazing to help your vision, your company grow. They allow you to focus the resources on things that are the most important, on things that move the needle forward. Whatever that needle is, whether you need to increase sales, your profits, you need to increase your user base, whatever it is, the most important thing you need to do to move your company or your vision to the next step. So OKRs as a system help you to do that. They help you to focus resources around that specific thing, so you don't waste the resources that are always limited: time, money, talent, energy. All of these resources, it's like, imagine focus. What does it mean to focus your resources? Imagine that vision that you probably saw many, many times, where with the magnifying glass and sun rays going through that, and the sun rays are focused in that magnifying glass, and then on the other side, the rays burn through either paper or make a fire in the wood. So when you focus, you have that power to make that fire happen. But if you don't have that magnifying glass to focus those sun rays, what do? They do nothing. They are not noticeable. We go outside and those sun rays fall on us and we're not burning. We're totally fine with that. That's the difference when you have a system to focus resources, to burn through the paper or wood or probably even human body, or inflammable object, but that's for another day. Or that when your rays are just spread out and they don't produce any noticeable effect. So yesterday I also had a session with a founder. She's at the beginning of her and her company's journey, and she asked me, "What do you think about me taking on a few projects like my company, but then I also want to write a book?" And I gave her the same vision. And I did this mistake myself as well. I wrote the book, but the book didn't have much of an effect because I was doing many different things, and I didn't focus my resources, and that's why the book didn't have a good reach, the book didn't have a good editing, didn't have a good cover, it didn't even have that much of a good writing because I was focused on all the other things, trying to make my business work as well, my life work as well. And so my resources were spread out, and everything that I did had very tiny effect. And now that I'm focused, I just feel that fire starting to burn, and results are coming through, and the seeds that I put in the soil start to grow because I have this focus of energy, of attention, of everything on just one single pursuit. And so I said to that founder, like, do you understand what you're doing when you're trying to write a book and you're trying to build a business? You give almost zero chance to any of those pursuits to make any difference in the world. And that's what we're trying to do as purpose-driven founders and entrepreneurs. We want to make an impact, a difference. We want to create something better in the world. But folks, that's the challenge of an entrepreneur with a lot of ideas. You kind of got to focus, not for your whole life. And I told the founder, you can do everything, but not at the same time. And every successful company, that's what they did. Using OKRs, for example, like Google did. They would focus on one project at a time. And imagine if Google had to focus. Like, what do you think about yourself? no offense, but you are probably not going to become Google, but even they had to focus all of their resources to make their next project a success that they envision. So focus. That's the first thing that OKRs, objectives and key results, that's what they translate to. By the way, the website where you can learn about OKRs and where you can find exercises and you get quite a good idea of OKRs and how they work. They put really good starter course on their website that is going to be linked in the show notes as the book also. So check it out. And don't forget, there is also a session with me to help you work on your OKRs. So focus, that is first. The second one, especially relevant when you have team or people you work with, OKRs help you to align everyone's effort on the same goal. So you are moving things together as a team towards one thing. So you don't decide like, or I'm an IT person and I decide that this is the most important project. Or I'm in marketing, I decided that this is the most important project. Or I'm in sales and I decided that I'm going to work on that. Like it's like you're pulling your cart into different directions and there is no alignment, and obviously your energy is not going to be amplified, not going to be producing this tremendous impact, right? So OKRs help you to also align all of the people and put them on the same page, so your resources are combined and amplified. You have your objectives, you have the results you're working on, and then you're asking, okay, as an IT department, what do we do to contribute to the cause? Okay, as a marketing department, what do we do to contribute to the course? That's what OKRs do. That's what they did for Google, for LinkedIn, and for a lot of other companies. That's why you have YouTube, as amazing as it is right now, Gmail, and a lot of other businesses that you didn't even know they use OKRs. It is, again, the industry's best kept secrets. That is not really a secret, but nobody talks about it too much, even though there is there is a website, there were articles in Wired and many other different editions. So OKRs are quite popular, just maybe not as popular as AI or the next best thing on Netflix. So alignment, focus, alignment, two things. Then OKRs allow you to track the things that are important to move the needle forward, to move the most important things forward. So objectives, that's your goal, that's your vision for the next quarter. OKRs usually work on 30 to 60 days. And OKRs, so objectives, you have your kind of grand goal without the numbers. It's your aspiration, it's your North Star. But then you have key results, things with numbers, things with answers, yes or no. They have no ambiguity. I realize that I have problems with this word recently, ambiguity. So OKRs allow you to make you create those key results that help you to move the right things forward, but also help you to measure, to track, and what gets measured gets improved. Some people compare, key results to KPIs. The major difference that Jean Dore emphasized and all the practitioners of OKRs emphasize is that KPIs as business as usual, like you just kind of keep your hand on the most important metrics, whereas key results are things that we are progressing, that we are moving forward, that we are stretching, that we are making the most progress. This is the next step, the next vision, the stretch of our capacities, right? Whereas again, KPIs are kind of like just having a roof over our head and make sure that everything is in good enough condition to keep us going. But key results, and again, the most important part about key results is no ambiguity. It's yes or no. Did we accomplish this? Did we not accomplish this? Did we hit this number? Did we not? And that allows you to then reflect on the method that you use or the actions that you take, strategies that you use, tactics, that allows us to reflect on that and adjust them as we see that we're not progressing or we are failing on that specific key result. And we can then adjust our strategies, because if you just do a lot of work, but you have no system of actually measuring that aligned with your objective, like our main goal, right? But we do a bunch of actions and we don't measure them. Guess what? Well, what's difference going to make if we change the actions, and should we quit certain actions, or should we change our strategies and tactics, right? So OKRs also allow you to do that, to constantly measure and track the effectiveness of the actions that you take, and then you can adjust and have a better shot at reaching those key results and objectives and your goals. Because that is business, guys. A lot of moving parts, and you constantly need to be reviewing and reflecting and getting feedback and measure and track and trying things out and things not working out, and you adjusting them before you can make progress, build the vision that you have. And that vision probably also going to change and evolve as life and your environment, business environment, evolves and changes. So OKRs allow you to track this meaningful progress towards your most important objective for the next quarter, usually again 30 to 90 days. And then OKRs allow you to stretch your company, your team, your organization. By default, human beings and organizations and teams and companies like to stay comfortably where they are, maintaining the status quo. It feels comfortable, it feels calming, it feels certain, it feels good. So by default, a lot of companies get stuck, a lot of people get stuck in the comfort zone. So OKRs allows us, and that's what they are designed for, to stretch ourselves, to put a flag somewhere far away on the ground, in the soil, and then affirm, like, this is where we're going. This is beyond our capacity right now, but this is what we are going to be building towards. And then from there, we set key results, or those metrics, to backcast, to move from that future that we are stretching, building, and visioning to the present, building that bridge from the present self, present comfort where we are, to the future that we don't have yet. And that gonna stretch us. That's where we're gonna fail. We're gonna learn. We're gonna adjust, improve, and progress. So OKRs are all about stretching, are all about getting after the next level, are all about making progress, innovation, creating something that we haven't done before. So that's what OKRs are about. That's the system that Google used to grow, where they are now LinkedIn, YouTube, Gmail, all these products. There are also a ton of companies. And in the book, Measure What Matters, every chapter, every single one of those aspects, focus, align, track, stretch. Then you have companies and case studies showing you exactly their OKRs, their objectives and key results, and how they used it in real life, and what it helped them to do, and how it helped them to focus and align and track and stretch to get very often market domination and achieve their stretch goal, achieve the impossible. That's how also you can talk about OKRs. They help you to achieve impossible, to make the impossible possible. So the OKR is amazing. I'm using it in my life right now. For the first time for this 3 months, spring 2024, I actually sat down and creating a system of OKRs for my business. And I will share this with you. So my objective, again, OKRs are objectives and key results. My objective is to become a well-known solution for startups and companies to build resilient, high-performing cultures. You see, so objective is more like a vision. This is my vision for the next 3 months, for the spring of 2024, and that is connected to my bigger purpose and vision, committed to sustainable excellence and human potential. My whole life's vision since I was a kid, I when you say human potential, that would lead up, and I was always passionate about developing that potential in me and helping other people to reach that. And now I want to help more purpose-driven founders, creators, builders to unlock more and more of their potential. So together we don't stand in our own way, and we can create a better world for all of us, and we can create it faster, right? So that's what I'm driven in my life, committed to sustainable excellence. But sustainability is very important to that. It's not burnout and then disappear, but instead creating sustainability in our efforts, in our work, excellence in the world. How you do anything is how you do everything, is what I believe in. And so for this 3 months. And by the way, OKRs, that's okay if they extend. But when you set your objectives and key results, and for example, you don't fully reach them, and that also happens, and as a company or as a person, you decide, okay, that we didn't reach that, but we got closer and we did this and we made this progress. So let us adjust for the next 3 months, for the next quarter, or sometimes for the next months, depending how fast you iterate or work on any given objective. So let us then adjust it and keep moving forward, right? And also reevaluate, is this still meaningful, like this objective, or do we need to tweak it or change it? So anyhow, objective for the next 3 months for me and my company, Your Best Coaching, become a well-known solution here in South Africa for startups and companies to build resilient, high-performing culture. Also perhaps globally, because I am working with 2 projects, one in the US and one in the UK as well, and talking to companies in both countries as well. So, and key results, those metrics that I'm going to use to measure my progress throughout these 3 months. Key result 1, engaged with and work. Engage in work, meaning doing different activities together that I'm paid for. 10 to 20 companies, accelerators, venture studios, startups. I have a list of those entities that I am working with, and at least 5 of them have on continuous basis. That means, and again, key results do not have ambiguity. What does it mean, continuous engagement? It means a contract year plus. Key result number 2, build a system for producing change and installing culture. And that means have all the modules have a proved procedure that works and that I can scale, and that includes different documents and apps and strategies and systems that I can then train other people on, so we together can scale this system. So that is a key result number 2. I need to have a system of how I work and how do I actually make this objective and this change and creation of new culture in companies happen. Key result number 3, have a brand built. And that means also have a logo, have a website, and 1-2 content distribution channels, maintained not by me, but that is not my personal account, but instead my company's account. So perhaps Instagram, perhaps LinkedIn, and that might be 2 channels that we're going to maintain. So 1, have a brand, and for me, brand means have a website, have a logo, have those colors, have the contracts that are branded that visually represent my brand and my company. Key result number 4, invited to speak in front of 1,000 people plus. So that's a workshop, that can be online, that can be in person, but I am invited as a speaker in front of more than 1,000 people. And key result number 5, have a team, specifically business development person, content distribution / content editing person, marketing person in charge of marketing campaigns, etc., and tech IT person who's going to be building a website and doing all the necessary adjustments. So these key results are, for me, when reached, will represent that my objective of becoming a well-known solution for startups and companies to build resilient, high-performing cultures, it's going to be realized. So one more core aspect of key result is that when you meet all of those key results or make, very substantial progress, your objective has to be true. And if you look at your key results and one of them doesn't have to happen for your objective to become true, or there are not enough of them. So when you reach all key results, your objective might still not be reached. That means that you need to still work on key results. And now that I'm talking, I'm realizing, well, maybe not all of those have to be true, but at least the first one, engaging with 10 to 20 companies in the next 3 months, that is the key result number 1. But also that's key result number 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. For me, these represent the well-established business known for a very specific, for solving a very specific problem, bringing a very specific solution. And so this is what I'm looking at every single day. And this is how I'm aligning all of the activities in my day. Like priority number one, engage with, work with companies. And that's what I'm doing every single day. And then also what I learned from my experience appearing in front of many people, business owners, that brings me the most business. And so next week, I'm having 3 workshops where I'm going to be appearing in front of founders and business owners, workshops, talks, right, which will then help me to spread my mission, the service, the news about what I do, and reach more people and engage and work with more companies. So that is what key objectives and key results look in practice for my business in these 3 months. And obviously, objectives and key results, they're going to be very different for each company and the project that this company are going to be working on for the next, again, 1 to 3 months, usually 3 months, a quarter. And this book, Measure What Matters, OKRs, the idea that helps to drive 10x growth. So this book, it gives you all the explanations, what OKRs are all about. And then in case studies, in examples, you can find the OKRs of all of these well-known companies. You can find it there, and also the website that is linked in the show notes. All these resources combined, you can learn what OKRs are and how they work, and you can start using one of the most effective, if not the most effective, systems to set the goals based on your purpose, based on your vision, translating that purpose into profits, businesses. Google had a single idea, some technology, and see what they grow into. So get inspired and learn more about OKRs. And again, if you want to work on your OKRs together, helping you to translate your purpose into business strategies and profits and change in the world, not just in your head, please use the link in the show notes, or also share it with other business owners who might be struggling with making their vision real and translating what they have in their head into business strategies, translating purpose into profits. That's how I think about OKRs. And again, they allow you to focus all of your resources, to align all of the people, teams, everything for to start working on a single mission in their own way, tracking, measuring, so you could adjust the strategies and tactics based on the results, the feedback that you get from real life, and then making sure that your goals are actually stretch goals, not business as usual or just, running in circle and standing still. So OKRs are all about stretching, all about making the impossible possible, and have an actual strategy for that to happen. So use that link in the show notes, your executive coaching strategy specifically for OKRs. If you want to specifically work on OKRs, I also encourage you to put a note in the appropriate window of form when you're going to be booking that session that you want to work specifically on the OKRs. So I'm more prepared with my resources for that. Share it with other business owners, founders, especially purpose-driven, mission-driven, who want great things to happen. These are the people that I mostly work with and inspired by, and we talk the same language, right? So use the link, share it with link with other founders and business owners, entrepreneurs, especially the ones who are struggling with making their vision real and practical. And in the notes, again, in the show notes, you'll also find the link to the website with a course on OKRs, video course, amazingly done, really good one, and the book that you can get on Amazon. And that's about it. I hope you found a lot of value. You got a lot of value from today's podcast episode. I definitely got a lot of value from the book and starting to actually use these OKRs in my business, like everything just feels so aligned and so focused, and the results are starting to come together. And that's like such a huge motivation booster. Like you think your efforts manifesting in real life, and it's like magic. Right back to also working with the universe. Listen to this podcast episode to the beginning. It kind of connects all of it. How do you make communication with the universe practical? Well, OKRs seem to be the way. So it all connects at the end, or in the end. What else? That's it, folks. Schedule your session, share that session, check out the resources in the show notes. Work with the universe and learn how to make impossible possible with OKRs. And have an awesome day. Focused, align, track, stretch, learn, and take action like your ass is on fire. Again, schedule a session, reach out. Let's make the impossible possible. Let's change the world together. And till next time, that is going to be this Saturday. Have a focused, aligned, and inspiring day. Talk to you very soon.